I've been keeping an eye on my P.O. box, and honestly I was kind of getting sick of trying to cram these fan mail videos into shorts because I could only talk about each object for like 3 seconds before I had to cut to the next thing. So I figured I'd just let a little bit of mail pile up and then open it all in one long form video here. So hopefully this will be easier for me and also more enjoyable for you to watch and give you a better response to what you guys send in. Hey, me from when I'm about to post this here, I just wanted to jump in and say I recorded this video a while back and I've been trying to get around to posting it forever, but I've had so many projects going on, this kept getting pushed back. So some of this stuff I opened a while ago. I apologize if you sent me something and it took me a while to open it and post this video. I think in the future I'll have to find a better format to film these videos. Maybe I'll do a live stream or an unedited video or something like that so that it doesn't take so long for me to get it out to you guys. But anyway, let's go see if I got any cool stuff. And I'm filming this in the future from when I recorded it, so I already know that I did get some cool stuff. So let's go see it. I know I'm not wearing a uniform right now like I normally am. I'm just wearing this cool World War Wisdom merch, my Pistol Packin' Mama shirt. But I hope to end in a uniform because I know what's in that one package because I bought it and it just happened to come in the mail today, so I figured I'd open it and show it to you guys. Alright, that is enough yapping. Let me push this to the side and we can start opening some mail. I'm really excited. I'll start off with a couple of these letters here, so let me just grab my letter opener. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm not crazy. I do have a normal letter opener. Let me grab that. This first letter is from Jake in Indiana. All right, very cool. Already we got some reproduction French and German currency from World War II. That's awesome. A reproduction of one of these hunting licenses for Japanese soldiers. That's not the language that it uses, but I don't want to get this video removed. This was a common item for US troops in the Pacific just for morale purposes. Jake, it's great to hear from a young reenactor like you. Keep up the good work. I'm not planning to read the full letters out loud on camera. I think that would just get too time consuming, but I will give you guys a summary and a brief response. Jake is 11 years old and a World War II reenactor just like myself, and he has a YouTube account at DropZone7890. Jake, thanks so much for supporting my page by being a Patreon member and buying my merch. It says here you have my Blasted Event shirt and you want to get the Pistol Packin' Mama one for your birthday. That's awesome. I really appreciate it. Keep up the good work collecting and reenacting, and I appreciate those gifts you sent over. It's so great to hear from young reenactors who are just starting their impressions and building their collections, because he said he was 11 years old. I was doing the same exact thing at that age. This next letter is from S. Boder from Maine. World War Wisdom #1. Boom. I didn't say it, he said it. Oh, this is awesome. Private Boder, 1st Infantry Division medic. It's a picture of his medic impression. He has a couple questions for me, so I'll answer those here. First of all is, what kind of camera do I use for my helmet cam? So to record those reenactments, I use these little Sony action cams. This is the one that I used to use. It's called the AS-15. I think now I have an AS-50, but that wasn't right here, so I just grabbed this one. All I do is attach some Velcro strips to the camera and the inside of the helmet. You can see I have a Marine Corps cover on here. Maybe that's foreshadowing something that I'll open up later in this video. And then it's as simple as sticking the camera in there upside down and then put it on. It's a little tight. It kind of smushes your ear a bit, but it makes the camera very hard to see. If you want more info on that, I think Echoes of the Past, who is a great YouTuber and a friend of mine, I think he has a really good video on that, so check that out. What's the next question here? For 101st Airborne 506 Parachute Infantry impression, do I have any tips for what gun you should use, the M1 carbine or a Thompson? That really depends. You could do a great impression with either. I think the Thompson is really cool, but they're also a bit more expensive and hard to get. The M1 carbine is a lot of fun and it's appropriate for more impressions, but keep in mind that the average rifleman would typically have an M1 Garand, and carbines and submachine guns were typically for people with specific jobs. So I would say think about all the factors, which gun you prefer, what you can actually get your hands on, and what type of job you want your impression to be based off of, and then choose a gun based around that. Thanks so much for the support, Simon. I appreciate it. This one is from Jason in Iowa, and it has a bald eagle on the return address sticker, so you know it's gonna be good. Okay, I said Jason on the envelope. This is actually from Jacob. He said his grandfather flew gliders during Operation Market Garden in World War II. That was a very dangerous job. There's some really cool drawings on here of a German helmet and a US 6th Naval Beach Battalion helmet, just like the one that I have. And of course, I'll be happy to sign this picture and send it back to you. Thanks, Jacob. This letter's from Thomas in North Carolina. This letter makes me so happy. He had written to me before and I wrote back, and it says that since he wrote that first letter, he's now part of an 82nd Airborne reenactment group in North Carolina. That makes me so happy. If anyone out there is thinking about getting started in World War II reenacting, go for it. People often ask me how to get started. Best way is to go to an event near you or find a group near you. Just hop on Google and do some searching. It can take a bit of searching around. You might have to message some people. World War II reenactment groups aren't always the best with their technology, but if you can find a group in your area or go to an event, that's the best way to get started. Thank you so much for the patch and the letter. It's great to hear back from you. Let's switch things up and open a thicker, larger envelope. This one says it's from Mr. Phoenix in Arizona. An envelope in an envelope. Let's see what we got. Oh, sweet. Written on a typewriter. Love it. Phoenix says that his great-grandfather fought in both World Wars, and during World War II, he was a paratrooper and went behind enemy lines in Czechoslovakia. Thanks for telling those stories about your great-grandfather. Phoenix also mentioned for my next What They Carried video, if I could do an American or British paratrooper. I definitely will do that at some point. I can't promise it'll be the next one, but that's on my list for sure. Phoenix also said, I like your letter opener and I think it's an appropriate size. See guys, what did I tell you? This one says, do not bend photographs. I'm excited to see what's inside here. It's from Mr. Aislinn in California. Oh my gosh. It says these are signed photos in here. I can't wait to see these. Oh, this is so cool. Ace mails autograph requests to veterans. That is so awesome. Thank you for sending me a couple from your collection. There's a familiar face, Charles Cram. I've seen his interviews. If you guys haven't seen those, look them up on YouTube. Autographed photo, that's pretty incredible. This is an even more familiar face. It's me. Here's a signed photo from Thomas Ram and a signed card from Colonel David Fay. This stuff is incredible. Thank you so much, Ace. Let's open something a bit thicker. I'm so curious to see what's in here because this person mailed it to me with only 8 cents postage. So when I picked it up at the post office, I had to pay the remainder. It was only a few dollars, but I told the guy at the counter, like, I have no idea what's in this package. I hope they're not making me pay to pick up like a rock or a glitter bomb or something. So let's find out. This is from Kellen in Maryland. A World War II M1 carbine pouch. It looks like maybe a reproduction, but it's pretty nice. Definitely worth a couple bucks to pick this up. Okay, my worries are gone. Kellen, thank you so much for sending this over. I'll be happy to send you an autograph. And thank you very much for the compliment on my letter openers. I appreciate it. I have a great collection of letter openers. I pride myself on it. You also asked where you should buy jump boots. SM Wholesale is a great option, and if not, Corcoran makes a great jump boot. The only problem with the Corcoran ones is now they only make them with brown soles. The black soles are correct for World War II. But thank you so much, Kellen. I appreciate it. This next one is from Utah, and we'll find out who it's from when we open it up. Oh, this is from Rocky. I think Rocky's written to me in the past. I appreciate the video suggestions, a video about awkward encounters during reenactments. That could definitely be a video. Rocky also asked, do I have an official rank? Within my reenactment group, I'm a private. I don't really have aspirations to become a non-commissioned officer or anything like that. Typically within each reenactment group, they do set up a rank structure so that the people leading the group have higher ranks. It just works out so that not everyone's an officer and gives some organization to the group. I like being a private because I like being a rifleman and doing the shooting and not having a bunch of responsibility at reenactment events. I can just go around and shoot and get some video for my page and everything. So right now I'm like Webster. I want to stay a private, but maybe at some point when I get older, I'll want a promotion or something like that. This is so cool. Rocky said he found this vintage gum wrapper and soluble coffee here in the pocket of an overcoat. This is a list of 10 things that World War Wisdom qualifies for. Number 1 YouTuber, thank you. Awesome mustache. I'm so sorry to disappoint. I just shaved my mustache. Rad t-shirts, thank you. Traveling light and winning the fight. That's right. Fake your hits fairly. Most memorable name. Explaining things better than I could ever. It takes practice. You'll get there. Most dedicated reenactor. I do try. It's not always easy, but I do make the effort. Jokes even in rough times. And qualifies for Rita. Rita! Plus there's an awesome drawing of me shooting here from one of my videos. Alright, this next one is from LA Faith in Alabama. Oh, this is awesome. This is the basic field manual, the soldier's handbook. I have a collection of manuals like this, so this will be right at home. The best part of this manual is, though, that it has a soldier's name written on here. I hope they wrote some more stuff inside the manual. That's always my favorite part, is flipping through these and seeing notes that guys wrote on the pages. Thank you so much. I'll put this to good use. This next one is from Chandler in Nevada. Yep, that's what I thought. Chandler has written to me before and sent me some German currency and other stuff in one of my previous unboxings. And now I got even more stuff here. There's some French currency. Look at that, very cool. This patch here, and some reproduction Confederate currency. That's really neat. Thank you so much, Chandler. All right, let's mix it up and open one of these boxes. This one I am so curious about because it says it's to Herr Smith, me, from General Field Marshal Erwin Rommel. I'm super excited to see what this is. I have no idea what it could be. The return address on here is a history museum in Tunisia. What could this be? Oh my God, they really wrapped it up here. This is a German Africa Corps ring. It definitely looks vintage. I don't know anything about these rings, so I have to do some research to see if this is an original or a reproduction. I have to look. I don't remember anyone ever mentioning they were sending me this or anything in any comments or emails, so I'll have to do a search. There's no letter in here or anything, so to Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, thank you so much for this Africa Corps ring. I did try to do some research on this ring. As far as I can tell, I couldn't find any evidence of these existing during World War II. The only thing I found was an online store that sells kind of commemorative rings like this today, so I don't know if that's where it's from. That was the closest match I could find. But if anyone out there has more information on this ring, please let me know. I'd definitely be interested to find out more about it. Rommel is hiding out in Argentina, sending packages to World War Wisdom, apparently. This next letter from Eli in Minnesota says on the back, U.S. Army fans only. I think it's safe to say I qualify for that. Eli, thanks for telling me about your great-grandfather's service in World War II. It's super cool that you still have his uniform and that you've tried it on and everything. Not too many young people like you appreciate that type of thing, and I think that's really important. This is an awesome drawing of a U.S. World War II soldier. I love it. Oh, and there's also a colored-in version here. Great work. I'll be happy to get a signature to you, bud. Thank you. This one is from Evangeline in California. Very cool name. I'm so glad to hear about your love for history, and no, you're not alone. There are plenty of us history nerds out there, and us history nerds have to stick together. And no, you're not insane for being interested in World War II. It might be a little insane if you spent a bunch of money on World War II collectibles and then put on World War II uniforms and went out in the woods and spent a bunch of money to go sleep in a hole being cold wearing wool uniforms. But I wouldn't know anything about that. Oh! Ah! Thank you so much for the Tuskegee Airmen and Eleanor Roosevelt coins. I really appreciate it. And very impressive artwork here. That's definitely going in the collection. All right, let's open another package over here. This one is from Alfred in New Jersey. Oh, no way. I can already see a canteen cup in here. 1945 dated canteen cup. And not only that, but there's also an original World War II first aid pouch tucked inside of it. I will definitely be cleaning this out and using it to drink from. This also looks like maybe an aluminum one with a flared rim here. This one I have here is the thicker aluminum one with a rolled rim. Guys didn't like these as much because that thick rim really holds in the heat and burns their lips. So this will be a nice upgrade. I don't have one of these. Oh my God, there's even more stuff in here. A mess knife dated 1944. This is the mess knife I was using currently, and it's cool because it has the Bakelite handle on it, but it is in rough shape. I did not feel great eating off of this. So this is a much welcomed upgrade. Thank you so much. 2 safety razors. One of them is a single edge safety razor. I don't have any of those in my collection. I don't show these in my videos super often, but I have a bit of a collection of safety razors and shaving supplies and stuff like that. I really think that stuff is neat, and it's cool because I can sew pop blades in there and use it to shave my face. This one is adjustable. I love these adjustable ones. They're so neat. They don't really make those often anymore. This right here is called an open comb on the safety razor. I have an open comb double-edged safety razor from Gillette, so now I have a single-edged one as well. That's really neat. Al, thank you for your service in the Army, and thank you so much for sending this stuff. He put $20 in here, guys, in addition to all that nice stuff. You did not need to include cash, but it's really nice of you. I'll make sure it goes to something good, and I really appreciate your support. All right, this next one is from Mikhail in New York. This one has even more cash in it, guys. This is so generous. I understand. He wants to buy some stuff from my collection, and he sent me money for it. If you choose not to sell them, please return the money. Well, I will either send you the stuff or send you the money. I don't know that I can make that happen. I have a lot of stuff, but I don't have that much extra stuff. I've been trimming down on some extras. Just so you guys know, I did send his money back to him, minus the penny from World War II. I kept that. That was for me. I totally understand why somebody would do that, but I'll say for future reference, please don't send me money trying to buy things from my collection. It's not for sale. Thank you so much for the support, Mikhail. I'm so glad to hear you're putting your own uniform together, and I'm sure we can make some kind of deal happen. And I almost forgot to mention the 1944 penny. Thank you so much for that. Please open on camera. You got it, Bethany from Manitoba, Canada. Oh, that's awesome. You did a speech at 4-H Club about World War I. That's so cool. When I was younger, like any chance I got, any school project, it was military history. I found some way to make it about that. She asked, do I have any ancestors that fought in the World Wars? So I do have some relatives that served in the military, but none of my direct relatives, like my grandfather, my great-grandfather, they did not serve in the World Wars. I get that question all the time because people assume that since I'm so into this, I must have gotten introduced to it from a relative in the service, my grandfather or something like that, but that's not the case. I just got into it because I think it's cool. Thank you for sharing some Canadian World War I history with me. I didn't know some of those facts there. That's really neat stuff. Oh, you also watch History Secrets? I actually got to meet him in person at D-Day Conneaut last year. He's a great guy. And did I ever have to learn about Canada in school? I don't think we got quizzed on Canadian geography like we did about the US and stuff like that, but we did have to learn about maps of Canada and some basic stuff about Canada's history. You mentioned you're giving your speech about World War I at 4-H Provincials at the end of April, so by now that's already happened. I hope it went really well. And best of all, it says at the end, from history nerd to history nerd. That's awesome. Thank you so much for writing, Bethany. This one's from William in Connecticut. William says he's a 78-year-old Army veteran. Thank you so much for your service. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. It says he included some World War II photos. I can't wait to take a look at these. That is such a good one. That's a really unique photo. It says infantry troops with tribe, 1944. This is an incredible battlefield photo. I don't even know if I can show this whole photo, but it says, Price for Peace, World War II. Looks like a duck amphibious vehicle being used to transport some locals. And then another one, this says Pacific Island 1944. These actually look like maybe Australian troops. Oh, and then a letter. It's on this stationery from a US Army Air Base in Pueblo, Colorado. Dear folks, have been flying for 1 week from one field to another and haven't had any time to write, so please excuse me. I am now at Doriton, Louisiana. What beautiful weather here. Warm and sunshine all day long. Tomorrow we take off for West Palm Beach, and from there I don't know where the next field will be, but I will telegraph you. I don't find much to say, but I hope everybody's feeling fine at home. In this letter are a couple more pictures. I had them taken in Chicago. There's another wonderful big city, almost as big as New York. We saw a burlesque and visited all the gay spots. That is, us officers and crew did. We sure had a swell time. I am going to sign off now, so good night. I will be leaving here tomorrow, so don't write. You can write to, and then an updated address. Love, Sid. From January 20th, 1943. Oh, this is a picture of Sergeant Bill himself from Connecticut. It's his original Class A jacket. Looking damn sharp, Bill. Let's open this next package here from Mark. Mark is a fellow history lover and also an author. He wrote a historical fiction novel about the Battle of the Bulge, and he sent me a copy of it. He says, I dedicated a lot of effort in researching the details to capture them as accurately as possible and portray the true horrors of combat. This next one is from D. Lankford in Texas. Named after Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Ah, very interesting. Oh, that's awesome. You've gone to some of the Thunderbirds 45th Infantry Division history events. That's great. I love this line here. It says, I have recently spent most of my money on World War II gear and equipment. You and I both, buddy. You and I both. He even included a really cool drawing of a Sherman tank here. That looks awesome. Dietrich, thanks so much for sending the drawing and the letter. I'm glad to hear you're enjoying learning about World War II history, so keep paying attention in history class and stick with it. It's a great hobby to have. This is from Nora, an 8th grade student in New Hampshire. Thank you so much for writing, Nora. Already I see another really cool drawing here. And a paper for me to sign. I'll be sure to do that. This is so cool. 506th Airborne Paratrooper. Awesome. Nora's great-grandfather served in the Navy during World War II. That's incredible. Respect to your great-grandfather. There's also a question in here. I've noticed for a while you were wearing a ring, so are you married? I am indeed. And my ring even has an inlay taken from a World War II M1 Garand. Thank you so much for writing. It's great to hear that you're taking an interest in history from a young age. And this last line here I have to read. I think the letter opener is really cool and fun. So do I. Thank you. This one is from Tom in New York. Now Tom had emailed me and let me know this was coming, so I know there are some old newspapers in here and I'm really excited to see them. Oh, there's some photos in here as well. Look at this. The photos here are of his parents. He says his dad was born in 1913, so he was 30 years old in 1943. This is so interesting. It says that his dad went over to Japan after the war as part of the occupying force, and that he grew close with a Japanese family that he sent me a picture of here. He says, it never occurred to me until I was an adult and started learning more about World War II how remarkable his friendship and love for the Japanese people was after such a brutal war. That's very true, and I've never seen photos like this. That's very unique. And here's his father and his mother, who was a wave during the war. She served in the Navy. These newspapers in here include some articles about at least his father, maybe his mother too, but I look forward to digging into these. These newspapers are very fragile. I'm going to carefully pull them out of this envelope because I really don't want to damage them. Wow, look at that. I can't wait to read through these. I won't go through all of them right now, but I'll have to spread these out on the table and read through. Reading through these old newspapers, in my opinion, it's like going back in time. I absolutely love this. Thank you so much for sending that over, Tom. I really appreciate it. All right, as stated earlier, this last package is something I bought. So this doesn't count as fan mail since I bought it. Normally I wouldn't open something like this but it's cool and I wanted you guys to share in my excitement of opening this up. I bought this stuff from Jacob Riley. His Instagram handle is on screen if you guys want to go check it out. He is a reenactor who does a lot of great World War II impressions, and he's helped me out on the page many times, including by selling me this cool stuff that I needed. So to start off here, we have a little GI Ditty bag. These were bags for personal items that soldiers used to carry their belongings. Then an original US Marine Corps service cap, eagle, globe, and anchor on there and everything. I hope this fits, but we will now find out. Oh yeah, that's perfect. A tooth powder tin. This is either a reproduction or a more modern manufactured one, but this will come in handy for my toiletry supplies. And a shaving mirror. This will go perfectly with those razors that I opened up earlier. It even doubles as a signaling mirror. This is a reproduction US Marine Corps P-41 uniform. That's the uniform that Marines wore for most of World War II until it was replaced by the P-44 uniform. I think this size should fit me, but I will have to try it on to be sure, so let's check. Oh yeah, we are in business here, folks. The top here fits pretty nicely as well. I probably could have used one size bigger to have a little bit more room and have a little more sleeve length. These ones are just a little bit short, but I honestly don't mind that. I'd rather have them be a little bit short than too long. They get snagged on stuff otherwise. So as promised, I got to close out this video in uniform. As I mentioned, I recorded that unboxing footage a while ago, so I've actually already worn that uniform at a reenactment. If you want to see the full breakdown of my World War II US Marine Corps Okinawa impression, check that out on my page. I just posted it recently. It's a great what they carried video. Other than that, thanks so much to everyone who sent stuff in. I really appreciate it, and it's a fun way for me to connect with all of you. But guys, thanks so much for watching. Remember, switching to your letter opener is faster than reloading, and I'll see you in the next one.